Hello, this is an exercise that I developed many years ago and have used in schools ever since, six-word plays. I've also used it with adult beginners because it's a really neat, simple way to start writing without having to worry about the whole play and where it's going and who's who. It's literally just 6 words. It's inspired by Ernest Hemingway, a writer, a novelist actually, not a playwright, but he proved it was possible to tell a story in 6 words, and his famous example was For Sale, Baby Shoes, Never Worn, which is a mini masterpiece in my opinion. It's got a beginning, it's got a middle, it's got an end, it's got characters, it's got tragedy, it's got a backstory. 6 words. It's quite impressive. So I started thinking, is it possible to write a play in 6 words? And I think it is. Not a big one, but it is. There are a few rules that we should go through before you get started. The first is there's only 2 characters, keep it simple, and they're called A and B. No need to name them. You don't even need to know if they're male or female. Each speaks 1 word per line for 6 lines. The 1 word thing is really strict. Thank you is 2 words. It would have to be thanks. Oh, please. Similarly, 2 words. It would have to be please. You get the idea. You can't give more words to one character and take some away from the other. Each must say 1 word per line. And there's no need for stage directions or any other information like that. It's just the 6 words that they say. A few tips. Try not to repeat words. Sometimes when I do this, I get yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. That is not a story. That's a blockage. Try and tell us a story. Show something has changed, and that would involve not repeating words. Unusual words work quite well. Levitation, for example, straight away would be an unusual word to have in a conversation and makes you sit up and think what's going on there. 1 word questions work well. So single words that could just have put a question mark after them and would work as a question. So seriously, for example. Try and show us a story, something happening between the 2 characters, or something has changed by the end. You don't need to have the whole thing worked out. Trust your instincts, but the 6 words themselves ought to have something that seems to be occurring between the first and the last one. And the final word can sometimes provide an interesting twist, as we shall see. So here's an example. A says business. B replies booming. Money. Offshore. Mansion. Soon. This was actually scripted by some young people I was working with as part of the Barbican Box project a few years ago, and I really liked it straight away. I think it was a husband and wife couple in their play, but I've used it as an example ever since, and it's open to interpretation. Could be business rivals, could be a couple of criminals. I mean, this is the nice thing about this exercise, is it is open to interpretation, and those interpretations can really open up your imagination. But you can see there's a little bit of a story here. Someone's inquiring, someone's a bit cagey, and the final word suggests that maybe they're not telling the entire truth. Where is this mansion? Soon. So maybe business isn't going as well as they say it is. Here's another example. A says invisibility. B replies immediately. Guaranteed. Totally. Card. Cash. So this was one that I scripted. Again, I haven't worked out a whole story. I just imagined the word invisibility and what kind of conversation might come after that in a 6-word play. I think it's someone who's sort of trying to sell someone invisibility, because by the end they start talking about money, but who's probably a bit of a con artist because he won't take cards, he only wants cash. And once he's got that, I bet you don't turn invisible and you don't hear from him again. But again, it's open to interpretation. So it's over to you. It's as simple as that. All you need is a pen and paper, A and B, 6 words, tell us a story. The nice thing about this is you could do 10 of them on a bus trip. So do more than one, do 2 or 3. They don't take very long. Choose which one's your favourite. And then some instructions in the next video will help you unpack with a partner or with your teacher the questions to ask about this story. Because believe it or not, this exercise actually contains almost everything you need to know about dramatic writing. Characters, action, location, time, and a bunch of other stuff too. But we'll unpack all that in the next video. In the meantime, go and write your 6-word plays.